Hello, and welcome back to Mini Hoopers. This is episode 5.
Yeah.
5 whole episodes.
5.
Um,
It's over a month.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, I'm Eli. I'm your college sports expert. Quote unquote expert.
Me llamo Chase.
For our English listeners out there, he said my name is Chase.
I'm your professional sports expert.
Yeah.
Not really.
Expert with a grain of salt.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just kind of guess. So,
This is a podcast where we talk about sports from our dorm room because we're two college students who really like sports.
true. Love sports.
Well, I'm going to kick us off
Okay.
with some college football. There you go. That's a knee slap right there. I appreciate that. So I'm going to break down some of the highlights from last week.
Yeah. Go nuts, brother.
Indiana's so good.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts you to say.
It does. IU, as a Purdue fan, is my worst enemy.
Yeah.
I hate Indiana. I want them to fail at everything. But no, they're really, really good.
They're really good.
And I thought they were facing their first challenge in Nebraska. And
You
I was
thought-
like, and,
Great defense. One of the best defenses in the NCAA.
yeah. And instead, IU went like 52-7. I think that's
56-7, actually.
56-7?
Get it right. Yeah.
I didn't watch
college
because it was over
sports expert, by the way.
I didn't watch because I didn't want to see IU do that well.
No, it's okay. I can't blame you. Yeah, Nebraska sucks.
They don't suck. They're just mid.
And IU is just so good at
They
football.
are.
And
This
that
year-
environment, I don't know if you watched any of the game, but that environment was electric.
It is
dude.
the best IU football environment probably ever.
Yeah. Oh, easily. Yeah, because this is the best they've ever been.
Yeah.
I mean, at least in history that anybody's been alive for.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like the first time they're 7-0 since 62 or something. Like, all those guys are dead. You know,
Yeah.
anybody who's in college and is dead. I'm just kidding, obviously, but you know.
I'm not. Those geezers might as well be.
Hey, we may have some geezers watching this.
Well, they're really good, and as a Purdue fan, that makes this season so much worse because it already sucks. This season is already the worst that can possibly it could be for a Purdue fan.
Yeah, 35-0 to Oregon.
Yeah, when I was like, we have a shot because we're the spoiler makers. We had no hope. They were the better team by far. The other teams are like spoiler makers. We were like mid. We are actively the worst team in college football.
Oh yeah, easily. It's
So-
not a competition.
And
At least in the power conference.
yeah,
Because Ball State Purdue, I would like to watch that game.
that would be a good
Honestly,
game.
that would be-
Hey, next summer, I think it's the first game of the season.
Ball State, really?
Ball State Purdue at Purdue.
I mean, we should go to that.
I want to get tickets.
That would be kind of fire. We'll take Mini Hoopers with us.
Yeah.
We'll vlog the whole thing.
Yes. But like we suck,
Oh yeah.
and the only thing that makes us sucking worse is that IU's good.
Yeah.
Because the one thing that like every Big Ten power rankings preseason we're talking about was like the bottom of the league, Purdue, Indiana.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
You
okay,
thought.
okay, if we'll suck together, and like the last game of the season where it's IU Purdue, it's gonna just be the suck off, and that's just gonna be how it is.
It's gonna be the what?
The suck off.
Oh.
And it
Hey, he wins. Google him.
I googled him when they hired him, and I was like, oh yeah, he wins. He's gone after this year.
Yeah, he's going to. He's.
Oklahoma maybe.
Michigan. I don't know.
Michigan's not going to give up on their guy that quick.
I don't know. It's possible.
Maybe, but he's either staying like 2 or like 1 or 2.
If IU makes the playoffs, he'll stay.
Yeah.
There's not a doubt in my mind that he'll stay. But if they don't, then I don't think he will.
But like if he can get the NIL fund that like imagine Sig with like Oklahoma's NIL.
Yeah, but also if they make the playoffs, they'll have so much of a bigger NIL.
Yeah,
because he got all these people with hardly any NIL.
NIL.
Any NIL. Jeez. Yeah, so it's like imagine what he can do with it, you know?
Yeah, but like all of IU's NIL goes to basketball. I mean, they're giving like each player on their starting lineup $2 million. And it's like
Which is crazy.
Nuts. These
These kids are 18 and you're giving them millions of dollars. They don't have to do with it.
Other takeaway from last week, there were some decent games. I mean, Georgia, Texas, all that stuff. Tennessee, Alabama. The SEC's blowing each other up. That's just expect that.
What was really fun was I was in Alabama during the Alabama-Tennessee game in like a sports bar watching the Alabama game, and you guys are nuts. Alabama fans, like, I knew that they were crazy, right? But these guys are actually nuts. They are screaming at each other over, like, some guys, like their Milrow will throw a incompletion, right? And then, like, there'll be some guy from the back of the bar who'll be like, he should have thrown it to such and such. And then this guy's like, no, he should have thrown it to such and such. They'll start arguing, and I'm like, guys, these are 19, 20-year-olds that you're arguing over playing football, and they don't even know who you are. Yeah. You guys, like...
And they probably didn't... Most of the guys yelling in that bar probably did not go to Alabama.
No, they didn't. They just
I'm a Purdue fan who didn't go to Purdue, but, like...
Right.
You see that video that was this guy from Texas walking around, be like, "Are you a UT fan? Did you go to UT?" It was like, everyone's like, "Yes, I love UT.
Love UT. Love you go to UT? Horns down."
No, horns up for them. They horns up.
Sorry, who's horns down?
Anyone who beats them.
Oh, sorry. Well, horns down.
I know horns down because Ethan Morton in March Madness, I think it was the second round, horns down on them after dropping his best game of his career. My favorite.
IU's coming for you. National championship. Watch out.
All right. Well, like all that stuff, the SEC's destroying itself. They're all so good, and they all can. Like all of them have a pull at like being a top 10 team.
Yeah, and the SEC's destroying themselves, so a Big Ten team's gonna win the national championship.
No,
they're gonna sneak in.
I'm gonna tell you, I have entire confidence that Texas, Alabama, Georgia are all better than the Big Ten teams. It's just that the Big Ten teams aren't killing each other.
Yeah, because there's a few really good ones and the rest of them suck.
Exactly. So
like the SEC is all obviously very good. Anybody can win in the game. The
same week that Texas and Georgia played and Alabama and Tennessee played, Oregon got to play Purdue.
Right.
Like
35-0. That was a sad game.
I couldn't watch. I was out having a good time with my girlfriend rather than having a bad time watching Purdue play football. And like I couldn't.
No, that's fair. I watched 2 minutes of it. I checked in when it was 28-0. And I said no.
We held Oregon to less first half points than Ohio State.
But you didn't score.
No,
they did not. They did not even like get a field goal, so it didn't matter.
No,
literally, it does not matter.
Yeah, but another news for my other college football team: Ball State choked.
Oh man, they could have won. We could have been the best team in the nation. By association, explain it to them.
I wish I had like a whiteboard back here. This is something that I learned in geometry. I don't know why we learned it in geometry rather than like anything else, but it's like a rule. It's like a rule. It's called the transitive property. And you see, if one thing does one thing, and then that thing did something to the other thing, then that means this thing's better than this thing. So, Ball State could have beat Vandy. Vandy's the better team, but Ball State really had a chance.
It was 14-14, what, entering the fourth or something?
Yeah, and Ball State choked. But Ball State almost beat Vandy. Vandy, as everyone knows, beat Alabama. Who did Alabama beat?
Yeah.
Georgia.
Who did Georgia just beat?
Texas by 15 points. So, if Ball State had won that game, which they very nearly did,
oh man,
it would have been Ball State is better than the team that beat Alabama, and Alabama beat
Georgia, which beat Texas, which is
that means
the best team in the nation.
Ball State beat the team that beat the team that beat the team that beat Texas.
Right. So obviously that means Cardinals are the best team in the nation. We are.
If better. Only we were so close.
We were so close. Hey, it was a closer game than the Bama game.
Yes.
Oh, good lord.
But like generally, that's about it for last week. There were some decent games, but
Oregon's ranked number 1 now after being Purdue.
Yeah. So
College Game Day is going to Bloomington now for their game against Washington, which is crazy because Washington is not that good. But
they had to go to IU, and they had to go to IU on a game that IU won.
That's fair. Yeah, they should have gone to the IU Michigan game. That would have been way better. But
except Michigan's just as bad as Washington. Michigan
Yeah,
has
but
only
Michigan has a better track record, and
They do.
they'll draw in more fans, you know.
Exactly.
And more, and obviously Michigan's way closer than Washington. So like Michigan's like from Michigan University is probably like a 6-hour drive to Bloomington. From Washington, it's gonna take you like 2 days. So,
But you know, a kid's gonna go to kick that field goal, and he's gonna be like from Carmel or something.
oh,
and he's gonna shank
not the
that.
Carmel kid.
He's gonna shank that
He's gonna
200
hit
yards
He's
left.
gonna hit poor Nick Saban in the face.
He will. He's gonna miss so bad, and he's gonna give Indiana such a bad rap, just as a state as a whole.
Yeah,
and that's really disappointing.
It should be a Muncie kid.
It should be. A Muncie?
I know Muncie kids can kick. Not Ball State students, like genuine Muncie kids.
Yeah.
For our people who don't live in Indiana, you have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's okay.
My hometown of Frankfurt, our football team famously, not famously, no one cares about Frankfurt football. We literally did not win a game this season. We're like the worst team in 2A. But
which says something.
Yeah,
it's not even like 3A or 4A. It's 2A.
Yeah, we are straight up terrible. We never kicked because we couldn't get a kicker. All the people at our school who could kick were playing soccer.
Which is crazy because soccer and football happen at different times.
No.
Well, I mean, at my school, there was preseason soccer during the end of football season, and there was some workouts going on. But one of our kickers, our kicker who's committed to Virginia.
Wow.
Now. Yeah, he's 5'10", but that dude can bang 65 yards.
I felt like our season started. I don't know. They kind of coincided with each other, but I could be wrong about that. But anyways, we didn't kick. We punted a lot, but we never kicked. We always went on it.
Went for it
on fourth, or always went for two, because we suck at the game. But yeah, so no one from Frankfurt.
Yeah,
no one from Frankfurt.
That's okay.
But I'm gonna look at next week, and I'm gonna give us 3 games to watch. First and foremost, this Friday, Boise State versus UNLV. UNLV's been a real sneaky team.
Right, that's an upset watch.
Yes. UNLV, very sneaky. They played very well. But you know who's also been playing very well? Ashton Jeanty. And so Boise State's really good. And it's going to be an exciting game to watch.
Yeah, it's either Ashton Jeanty goes for 250 or UNLV upsets them.
Yeah. The next one I picked, Big Ten matchup, Illinois versus Oregon. Illinois, their QB has looked outstanding. Their defense...
Do you call it Illinois?
I said Illinois.
I'm pretty sure you said Illinois.
If I said Illinois, it was on accident. I know it's Illinois. Illinois, they're playing very well. Their defense, not so much. But Altmaier, their QB, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Dog. I mean, very good. I mean, he did almost lose a shootout with Ryan Brown and Ryan Walters. But... they're playing well. Illinois is playing very well, and I think if there's any team on Oregon's schedule that could kind of pull off an upset, it is Illinois. Oregon is the number 1 team for a reason. They are very good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's definitely, there's some potential there. I would have circled Alabama, Missouri, but Missouri just stinks.
Yeah, Missouri's not a very good team.
And Alabama is, they have to get right.
Yeah, they're gonna get whipped back into shape. I'd be surprised if they lost another game this year.
Yeah. But if Nick Saban was there, they'd lose that one game to Vandy, and they wouldn't lose again. They wouldn't
lose for the next 3 decades.
Yeah, they would not win a game by less than 20 points for the rest
yeah.
of the season, even if they were going against Georgia or Texas or any of that garbage. So, this Alabama team's different, and they kind of suck a little more, but they're going to get back.
Yeah, it's coaching issues. It's not really talent issues. They'll be okay.
And next I have another, as we're talking about Alabama, Missouri, which isn't really a game to watch, LSU and A&M. Texas A&M, they've been hot. They started the season kind of slow, but they've really heated up. And LSU also heated up kind of later in the season. So these are 2 hot teams going against each other, both 6-1, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a good game. I don't like Brian Kelly, so I will be rooting for A&M. I don't like A&M because they stole Purdue's best player, Nick Skirton.
Yes.
Projected top 15 pick.
Yeah, we'll see.
Speaking of picks,
Hang on. There's one more rivalry game.
There
this
is?
week. There is. Ball State, Northern Illinois.
that's true.
I don't
I'm
know
not
how it's a
watching.
rivalry, but it's a rivalry. Show out.
Shout out card.
Show out cards. We love you guys. I won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit.
I might be there. I don't know what my plans for the weekend are, but
He might be there.
But like
You could meet the Eli from Mini Hoopers if you go to this game. Maybe if he goes, I don't know. But like you could. It's a possibility.
Potential,
Right.
There's potential there.
Right.
But yeah, speaking of projected draft picks,
Yes.
we're gonna do a little segment here. I got some notes from my dad who watches these episodes. That we get a little bit wordy and it just all blurs together, the segments.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have little transition moments where we have a little activity, a little game of sorts.
Yeah.
To kind of go with to transition from one segment to another. So before we start talking about the NFL, we're gonna talk about some players in college football who are stock up, stock down. So yeah, we're gonna be going through that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to look at players. I'll tell you right now, there is one player who's very stock up for me.
Ashton Genty.
Ashton Genty.
Of course. Heisman watch.
No idea who he was before.
This season, he's just gone nuclear.
Yeah, he is definitely stock up. Genuinely one of the best players in the sport. People don't pick running backs early unless you're Bijan Robinson, but this guy, Ashton
Even
Genty,
Bijan wasn't even like that high of a pick. He's still late
he
first
was
round.
7.
What?
I'm pretty sure he was.
I thought he was in the
pick.
20s. I don't know. But
We'd have to look at that.
Yeah.
I'd say another stock up, definitely Travis Hunt. I think Travis Hunter is stock same.
Yeah, he hasn't really gone anywhere.
It might. He's so good, but like I just don't know.
He can't get much better.
Exactly.
He's like a top 5 pick regardless.
I don't even know if he's top 5.
I think he's gonna be top 3. But even CBS here says he's number 2. But so I think, but I really think it depends on what position he chooses to play. Because obviously he could play receiver, he could play cornerback. He came out of high school a hybrid player. He was mainly a cornerback. He kind of took on that receiver role more heavily in college, but because he was the number 1 rated player coming out of high school 3 years ago, right when he went to Jackson State to go play with Coach Prime. I watched the whole documentary. I know all about it. And so basically, so right now CBS has him going to the Panthers. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I would say my guess is he's a top 5 pick, regardless. And so if he goes to play like cornerback, I think he'll get taken lower in the draft than he would if he goes to play receiver. Because I think there's less teams in the league that need like a cornerback that like could have upside versus someone who's a receiver who like they will know have upside. I think that he has more promise as a receiver in the league than he does a cornerback.
Yeah.
And I think that more teams are going to value him as a receiver over a cornerback.
Yeah, that's definitely something. That asset with him, but I don't think in anyone's mind his stock has gone up, and I don't think it's gone down.
No, he hasn't done anything for it to go down.
Yeah, but he hasn't really done anything that you're like that is better than what we expect. He's the number 1 recruit coming out of high school. His stock isn't going up.
No.
One person whose stock has gone way up. You just scrolled onto him.
Oh, Cam Ward,
unranked high school recruit.
Yeah.
When I think he was on the FCS level, and he is now the best quarterback in college basketball. Football. I don't know what I'm on. I'm just really excited for college basketball season to start.
Yeah, Cam Ward's a dog. Tears up any team that he plays against. He's kind of like that Cam Newton style kind of player. It's like he's got so much swagger, and he'll sit back there. He'll sit back in the pocket and throw 450 yards against your favorite team, and you can't do anything about it because he's that good at football. And I hate that the Hurricanes are good because one of my childhood friends is a Hurricanes fan, and they sucked for a really long time, so I had that against him. But now they're good, and I can't really say anything. So, Cam's a dog, though, and I think that he'll pretty undeniably be the first quarterback off the board.
Yes. I think Shedeur was up there, and I think that's stock down for me. I think culture reasons. I think just because he blames the O-line, he flexes on people from Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing, big dog? I think not because he's a worse football player than before, but just because he's not a great guy for culture. I'd say that's stock down for me.
Yeah.
I think he was in talks to be the first overall pick preseason,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
because I don't think he's ever shown that he could be a first overall pick.
Yeah, I don't know if he's shown that he can be a star in the NFL ever.
Right, let alone a first overall pick where he's expected to produce right away. It's like I think he may be one of those players that he may have to sit behind a veteran for a season or two. You know.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm just I've only been a fan for 2 years of college football.
Sure.
But there has not been this year. Feels like there's no. I know Cam Ward's good, but I don't see a pro level. I don't see a NFL star quarterback in this draft.
There's only 2 quarterbacks, maybe 3 if you're counting Milroe, but who could go first round.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Last year was a crazy good quarterback draft, so I think stock down quarterbacks in general this year.
Yes, yeah, it's bad. Stock down, stock up. Defensive linemen. The edge class this year is actually insane.
Nick Skirton?
Yeah, Skirton, Michael Williams.
Yeah.
Then you have Mason Graham from Michigan. I mean, these kids are crazy. I don't know what they're feeding these kids.
Yeah,
it's they're hungry and they're hungry for quarterbacks.
Yeah. So in general, to kind of cap off this segment, stock up Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, and D linemen, also Cam Ward. But against that, stock down, kind of QBs. QB stock down. I think maybe we just have unrealistic expectation after the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because Bryce Young, AR, and Stroud, 3 decent starters. I think Bryce Young still has it. Yeah. He still has the juice.
And then you had, obviously, last year's with
Caleb, Jaden Daniels,
everybody.
Michael Penix, Drake May. Just
literally all dogs.
Yeah.
Even JJ McCarthy, who's ended up starting.
Crazy stuff. Last year's, they had so much juice in that QB class.
Yeah.
But yeah. Very excited to see how these stocks continue to rise and fall. We'll keep it updated. We'll talk about this again. I don't know if this will be next week's segment. We'll talk more about this. This was a today edition. We thought this up today.
Yeah.
So we'll see what next topic we'll come up with. But now let's get into your type of business.
Yeah, NFL. So last week was not that crazy.
You could point at last week and say, yeah, it's not going to be that crazy.
No, I mean, it was most of our picks hit. There wasn't that. The best news for us was the Packers won and a nail biter. Oh my god.
Yeah. There was actually a couple of nail biters.
Sorry about that. Yeah, there were some. The Jaguars won in London. Shocking. It's their home field, whatever.
Yeah. Did you see Drake May? Someone asked why should people in London care about the Patriots? And Drake May on a press conference said, "Well, let's start. It's New England." And I don't know. If he missed a push.
That's so funny.
He doesn't know U.S. history like that.
I think he was trying to make a stupid joke.
I hope it was. Hearing his voice on that press conference, it did not seem stupid. It didn't seem like a stupid joke. It seemed stupid. It didn't seem.
That's so funny, actually.
But he does not know that New England is probably the part of the country that Brits hate the most.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Anyways, Colts won. Yippee. Chiefs are now the only undefeated team because the Vikings fell to the Lions, as you
predicted.
You said. I said the Vikings were going to win.
And that's fine. Good
on you, buddy. You got one.
It was a good game, and
it was a great game.
And so I was in a B-dubs with my family.
Yeah.
And there's this Vikings fan who had them put it on 3 TVs all next to each other, the same game. And, like, there's no reason for that, but he was sitting there, he had, like, 2 young children there, and he did not look at them once. He was watching that game.
He's locked in. Okay, can you blame him?
He had a Adam Thielen jersey on.
Yeah.
Like, just, this guy was all in. And I was watching the Colts game, and, like, it wasn't in front of me. It was, like, all the way across the B-dubs. So, like, I was, like, watching it, just seeing stuff.
Got your binoculars on?
Yeah, my brother, for some reason, could see it perfectly, and he was right next to me, and he was like, oh, yeah, just, like, strip sack, or, like, fumble recovery, and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if my vision just sucks. Yeah, I don't know if my vision just sucks, but I couldn't see anything. Honestly, watching... I know people love the atmosphere, like watching a game in a busy sports bar.
I don't. We went to that B-Dubs one time to watch the Purdue-Notre Dame game, and then Purdue started to get blown out, so we dipped.
We wanted to watch both the Purdue-Notre Dame game and
the Ball State game.
And the Ball State game, but the Ball State game got delayed like 4 hours.
Got pushed back. Yeah. That was crazy. That was the Miami game, where Ball State held it close for like a half, and then just got absolutely
not even
destroyed.
a half, maybe a quarter.
Yeah, that's fair. It was like, I think it was like 0-7 going into the first quarter. But
it's so much better to watch games live or at home.
Yeah, that's totally fair. Yeah, I hate that the Chiefs are the only undefeated team.
Me too.
Eagles blew out the Giants. Shocker. Eagles look like a competent team now that they have
for the first time ever.
Well, they did make the Super Bowl like 2 years ago, but yeah, with AJ Brown and Devontae Smith back, they look like a good team. Saquon Barkley is literally just the second coming of Barry Sanders. I mean,
second coming of Derrick Henry, I'd say, because Derrick Henry's looking way better.
Henry's interesting. Henry's an interesting case, because he's the reason that running backs are still valued as high as they are. Him and Saquon both, honestly, but Henry's longevity is just nuts. But yeah, Rams beat the Raiders. Whatever. Who cares?
That is such a nothing game.
Right, who cares? Sorry, guys. Nobody cares.
Shout out Aiden O'Connell.
Right,
and Brock Bowers, except you didn't do enough.
Bowers almost won the game for them on 3 plays in a row and then just could not get a catch. It was so sad.
If he had gotten any catch, I would have hit on fantasy.
Yeah,
but instead, I lost by 2.5 points.
Thanks, Brock.
Dude, also, I signed Javonte Williams last second because, like, Aaron Jones is on a bye, and Kenneth Walker is hurt, and Jonathan Taylor is hurt. So I was like, I'll just sign Javonte Williams. And he stank it up last week. So I was like...
starting?
Apparently, because he stank it up the week before this past weekend. And he's just like... Now, all of a sudden, this past weekend, he's like just putting up 22 fantasy points. So we kind of cut that off. I went a little too hard on Javonte. It's not his fault for playing well. It's my fault for putting him on the bench. I should have believed. And I didn't. So that's on me. Shout out Javonte Williams. He balled out this week.
Good job, Javonte. Looked like 2021 Javonte. Yeah, anyways. Aside from that, Commanders blew out the Panthers. Surprise, surprise. Jaden Daniels got hurt, though. Oh, my God.
Your goat.
Jaden, no.
Baker Mayfield MVP.
Fudge. Missy.
Who are you fudging?
Well, I wanted Jaden Daniels to win MVP. He's out. He was out the second half. I don't know if he's playing next week. I'm not sure yet.
I broke this pencil. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I was just twisting, and it don't twist no more. Just figure I'd keep you guys updated.
Anyways, Chiefs beat the Niners, obviously. I don't like you guys. Mahomes has literally thrown more picks than touchdowns, and is still 6-0.
It's not fair. They all stink.
Kelsey is not playing well.
They all stink. The entire team stinks.
None of you guys are good.
And somehow they're
Kareem Hunt is putting that team on his back. A dude who got signed in week 3.
I think I could name probably 20 teams in the NFL that are playing better than the Chiefs. But you know what? The Chiefs have a better record than all of them.
Yeah.
That's some crazy stuff.
It's crazy. Steelers beat the Jets because Russell Wilson cooked.
Mr. Unlimited?
Yeah, Mr. Unlimited.
Steelers country, let's weld.
Wow, that's a new one.
I mean, he sucked early.
Oh, yeah.
Early on, I was like,
oh my god, the Twitter memes were going crazy with, like...
put Fields back in.
Right,
like,
yeah. And then he came in and the second half just dominated, just flat out. It wasn't even fair.
Dude.
I mean, and then Rodgers looks terrible. Devontae being back... I can't comment on Devontae yet. He had 3 days of practice. It's not fair. You know? But
you can't throw him in there and be like, oh, it's his fault.
Right, no, because it's not. And even then, he still got a couple looks, but he didn't score. Because I was playing against him in fantasy, and I'm very glad he didn't score. But, yeah, I mean, they look like a dysfunctional team, and they're not a playoff team. I'll say that right now. Full confidence, the Jets are not a playoff team. Quote me on that.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in December, even January, when they're not a playoff team, and you'll be like, oh my god, he's so smart, because they're not a playoff team. I'm a Jets hater, if you guys can't tell.
I saw this, I was on TikTok today, and I think it's the Caps Off podcast.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, they have a Jets fan on there. And he was like, I just wish the Aaron Rodgers trade never happened. So, like, we could go through this just without expectations. We gave so much just to believe that we could win, and now we stink. Like, just
he knows.
Yeah,
he knows.
He's so aware. He is so,
that's
like
good.
I like Jets fans who like understand that they're a
poverty franchise. They've always been a poverty.
They've never been good,
except for the '60s. You guys have always been a poverty franchise.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I feel bad. I have remorse.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, and then Ravens Bucks. Ravens won, which was kind of nuts because that was a shootout. Lamar threw for 5 touchdowns. Oh my god. You guys thought he was a running back. Joke's on you. He can throw the ball. Mark Andrews looked like a competent tight end. That was kind of crazy. And then Chargers Cardinals, the other irrelevant game of the week that nobody cares about. The Cardinals won. Whoopee. Okay, who cares?
I picked that. I think
the Cardinals.
I don't know who I picked there, but
I think you picked the Chargers because you were like, no Maserati Market this week.
I did. Oh my gosh, the one time that I don't pick the Cards because they failed me over and over again.
I think I also picked the Chargers though.
Okay.
So it's fine. Who cares?
Hey, neutral. Neither of us won that one.
Yeah. So we can go over picks for next week.
Okay.
So
now that we have so much more to talk about, because
we're gonna have basketball. Oh my god, it's basketball, guys! It's basketball season. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
We're about to do picks, and we're only halfway through the episode.
Oh my god, it's almost basketball.
I'm so excited.
Anyways, so Vikings Rams. What you got?
Vikings Rams. Vikings
easy.
But
anybody in the world is going Vikings.
Here's the thing, though. I wouldn't be surprised
if the Vikings started sucking.
Yes,
I would.
If like the bubble popped.
I don't know. They're just such a talented team.
They're so talented, but like, what if they had like such good vibes, and then like all of a sudden they're like, wait, we can lose, and then they're gonna hit like a losing streak.
It could.
We've seen it happen before.
With the Steelers in 2020, they were 11-0, then went 11-5.
Yeah,
and then missed the play or for round exits in the playoffs.
Like you feel invincible, and then a crack forms, and you're like, damn,
oh snap,
we're done.
Yeah.
But
it's like when you get hot, like playing basketball, and you miss a shot, and you're like, oh well, I suck.
Yeah. Or it's when you're cold and then you hit one and then you go on a streak. Except the opposite.
So exactly what I just said.
So exactly what you said.
Okay. Anyways, Ravens Browns.
Oh,
forgot to mention Myles Garrett is now on the trading block.
That is true
because obviously Deshaun Watson did rupture his Achilles out for the season. Anyways,
I'm not gonna condone what Browns fans did after he went out, but I'm not going
to say that I don't understand why you did it.
I'm not going to say that I don't empathize. The things that guy did to your franchise, well, more that
your franchise did to him that did to you.
Like, your franchise propping him up, that guy up, as like,
right.
This is our star.
The worst sports contract in sports history.
Yeah.
Easily.
He might never play another snap of NFL football.
I would be surprised
and he is still going to make $149 million from it.
Yeah, guaranteed. Still, like, left. Like, that's not including the 220, like, total that he was guaranteed.
And I'm going to say it. Browns fans didn't start hating him until this season. They were defending him until he started sucking at football.
Yeah, so, even then he was sucking last year. He just wasn't sucking this bad.
Yeah,
so he's never been a good quarterback ever since like all the lawsuits and stuff. Anyways, we need to move on from this.
Yeah.
I'm taking Ravens. I know. I think you're taking Ravens.
Ravens, Browns? Yeah, Ravens.
Yeah.
Easy.
Lions, Titans. Man, this is just a week of blowouts, isn't it? Going with Lions.
Easy Lions.
I mean, it's again.
I think the Lions are the best team in the league.
Lions are the best team in the league. I mean, it's not close for me.
They beat the Vikings, who are up there.
Yeah, Vikings, I think, are top 5.
And I think the Chiefs stink,
The Chiefs are
even though they're undefeated.
the worst positive team in the league, and they're somehow undefeated.
So, like, you look at the Lions, and you're like, they're 5-1. That's, like, the second best record you can have. Close to, because they did have a bye game, so, like, there's probably a 6-1 around.
Yeah, well, I think they are the only 5-1 team, but yeah.
So, like, Detroit's... They've lost one game to my GOAT, Baker Mayfield. That's... The Lions are very good.
Detroit's great. You guys are a good team. You guys are Super Bowl favorites for me.
I want you to win the Super Bowl, Lions.
Yeah, because Colts won't. So you guys
I mean, I would like us to pull off a miracle, but I'm not going to predict a miracle.
Oh, by no means. So then Colts, Texans.
Ugh! I know who I'm picking.
Who?
This was my pick before the season even started this week.
What, the Colts?
I think the Colts are going to win this game.
Wow. That's a hot take.
I know.
That's a hot take.
It is hot. And I'm going to take it anyways, because the Colts are hot. They're 4-1 in their last 5.
Yeah.
Losing
to the Jags, which the Jags game does not count. They're 4-0. That Jags game does not count. Everybody knew they were going to lose. It's literally like it's a guaranteed loss. It doesn't matter.
It was a guaranteed loss. We were playing half our team. Joe Flacco was our starter.
Right.
All these people were like, start Joe Flacco. Oh my gosh.
No.
Joe Flacco wins this game. No, he didn't. He lost us a game to the only winless team in the NFL.
Right. No.
Let's
slow down. Let's slow down, guys.
I count us as 4-0 because we're going to lose to the Jags no matter what.
Yeah. So that's going to be a Texans blowout. Unfortunately, it's not going to be close. We're going to We're going to Houston,
where we won last year.
Yeah, but still,
we won last year with, like a quarter.
Gardner Minshew, the GOAT. I mean, I don't
the
know
GOAT who just got benched in.
No, he played last game. He played last game. Yeah, Aiden O'Connell said.
That's why they didn't win.
Well, didn't Aiden O'Connell lose too?
Aiden O'Connell lost too, but he wouldn't have lost to the Rams.
Yeah, I saw Minshew.
Both of them played. What? And Minshew stunk. He had a 21 passer rating.
Oh, a 21 passer rating?
He went 15 for 34.
Gardner.
I think Gardner got benched halfway through the game.
It's possible. Gardner.
That's not... You're telling me that guy was a...
Gardner. A 21... But you're better than that. You're better than that. What are you... Bro. 21? I could have thrown better than that, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
This pick, me picking the Colts, I have said since before the season started. I don't know if I said this to you, but like when the schedule first got announced this summer, when I was talking to other Colts fans in Frankfurt, I kept on saying we are going to split the season series with Texas.
Yeah, Texans blowout. Packers, Jags.
Packers easy.
Jags suck.
Jags suck.
I mean, they won against the Colts, which was a free game. Then they won in London, which was a free game. They're not going to win the rest of the season.
They're playing an away game in Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean,
their home team is in London, and they're playing away in their own stadium.
Yeah, it's sorry,
against Packers, who are better than the Colts were, and the Colts lost at Jacksonville. But like, I'm not.
And yeah, I mean, whatever.
Stuff like that.
Who cares about transitive property? We already went over all that.
Yeah.
Dolphins, Cardinals.
Somehow, betting odds have Miami favored by 3 points. I think that's just because they're at home. I'm taking the Cardinals. Like, easy.
Yeah. Yeah. you got to.
Like, yeah, I know Tua's coming back, but like, how much of a brain does he have?
Oh, Tua is coming back. I thought that was 2 weeks from now. Okay, I mean, if he's coming back, I'll go Dolphins. Why not? I'll differ. Yeah, I'll go for him. Tua's going to come back and tear it up for 450 yards with Tyreek.
He might do that. He might.
Which would be crazy. Or they could just suck.
And the Dolphins do have a good defense. We saw it during the Colts game.
They do. They have a good defense and a good offense. They just don't have a quarterback.
Yes, but also Tyreek has sucked. He is like a yards after catch, and Tyler Huntley can get the ball to him. It just... they've kind of been stinking.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley has not really been getting the ball to him.
And Arizona doesn't really have a defense. I'm still going to pick the Cardinals.
It's not going to be a good game, but I'm going
the Dolphins still stink. Like, I think the Dolphins are a bad team with or without Tua.
That's fair.
With or without a QB. They just are slightly better, and like they move up in the power rankings, but by like 3 spots from like worst in the NFL to like 5th worst.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's kind of speed through these next ones because a lot of these are kind of irrelevant. Patriots Jets. Man, that's that's
I'm gonna pick
game.
the Pats.
I'm going Pats. Love you, Drake.
That's crazy that we both just did that.
Well, Aaron Rodgers sucks. Sorry. Falcons Bucks
Again?
Yeah, with their division.
I know, but they just played 2 weeks ago.
I'm going Falcons.
I'm going Bucks.
That's fair. Kirko Chains tore him up last time. He's gonna fuck.
I don't think he's gonna do it twice in a row.
I think he will. I think he'll mess him up. Eagles Bengals. Man, that's a good game. I'm going Bengals.
Is that the Monday game?
No, you saw it. It's there.
Maybe I'm just
Far left. It's right. It's the second game.
Oh yes, Eagles Bengals.
You got that.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Okay.
Because again, I think
Bengals are really good.
Yeah,
they're good at football. Chargers Saints.
I'm gonna take. They're both really bad. Can both teams lose? Can we get a tie?
That's the Jets Patriots game for me. I'm going Chargers just because they're just a little bit better than the Saints.
Yeah, I trust Harbaugh more than whoever's coaching in New Orleans.
Bills Seahawks. That'll be a good game.
Bills.
I'm going Seahawks.
The Bills just won a tough one against the Titans. Titans led them by like 10-3,
which was crazy.
But then the Bills just came back and was like, "Yeah, we're definitely the better team." Amari Cooper's good. Josh Allen's good.
Yeah, Amari Cooper first week that he was playing, so he'll get better.
I'll take the Bills.
That's fair. Bears Commanders. That'll be a good game.
That actually is fantastic.
If Jaden Daniels plays, I'm going Commanders. If he doesn't, I'm going Bears.
I think I'm just going Bears anyways.
That's fair.
I like the Bears. They play in harder division.
That's valid. They have a good record in a hard division. So
yeah,
Commanders have a good record in a bad division. So.
I think Caleb's really stepped into his own. I know you're a hater.
I hate Caleb.
I
hate you, Caleb Williams.
You're a hater.
Nothing personal. I just don't think that you're good at football.
Yeah, but he started to show some flashes of what he could be.
Sure.
So I'm starting to really like him, and I think if Jaden Daniels is hurt like at all, he's gonna not run as much, and that's one of his biggest assets.
That's fair.
So I think a dimension of his game is gonna be kind of loose. So I'm gonna take the Bears.
That's fair. Panthers Broncos. You gotta go Broncos.
Broncos easy. Panthers suck.
Chiefs Raiders. Ugh, Chiefs get another free win. Oh my god.
They have to slip up sometime.
They have to.
And you know who could make them slip up?
The
team that now is probably the worst team in football. Because
the Giants still exist.
The Giants still exist, but
and the Jaguars still exist, and the Titans still exist.
There's a lot of bad teams, but I think the Raiders really stink, and then they just lost their best offensive weapon. I know Brock Bowers is looking amazing.
He's so good. Get him off that team.
But
get him out of there.
Send
him to the Colts.
I think there's no team that can make the Chiefs slip like the Raiders. It's a
home game for the Raiders, so
and it's a divisional matchup. Like it's just how it works.
I'm going Chiefs. Unfortunately,
it's the vibes that when last year Aiden O'Connell marched into Arrowhead and had a terrible game, but his defense got like 3 fumble recovery touchdowns.
Yeah,
just the weirdest game ever, but I loved watching it.
Yeah. Cowboys Niners.
Suck off. I'm gonna pick the Niners because I hate the Cowboys.
That's totally fair. I'll do that too. And then Monday night, Giants Steelers.
Steelers country, let's weld.
Hey, easy. Yeah, easy. Yeah. So that's that. Got through picks. Is it basketball time?
I think it's basketball time.
I think it's basketball time.
Go ahead. And we're gonna start with my favorite sport in the world, college basketball. I love college basketball, and we're getting very, very close to college basketball. I think next week I want us to make our own AP poll, like top 25, like the mini hoopers, college football, college basketball,
sure.
College basketball top 25. Season starts in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Monday the 4th, night before the election.
Speaking of vote. Vote.
Yeah, it's super excited. Purdue plays, which makes me happy. Basically, this is the easy win o'clock. I think there is some good games that day, but I might be wrong. Oh yes,
Texas OSU is pretty good.
Texas OSU is good. Baylor Gonzaga, a top 10 matchup.
That'll be good.
I think Gonzaga's overrated, but we'll get back to that when we make our top 25. What I wanted to talk about today is player specific. I want to talk about the AP preseason All-American team.
Okay.
So I think they've only released first team, and everyone else is like honorable mentions that like they also received votes. So there were 6 players featured on this team because I mean you look at the Big Ten preseason team, the first team all Big Ten preseason is 10 players. That's so dumb. Yeah. Only one of them was unanimous though. We'll talk about him in a minute. But first and foremost, we're gonna go over the 6 people listed in this preseason All-American Team AP. First and foremost, who I think honestly is going to win Player of the Year, Janai Broome at Auburn. I think he's the best player in college basketball. I don't know if Auburn's going to be the best team around him, but I know he's great. He's a big who all bigs look shrimpy in comparison to Zach Edey, so it's going to be hard for a big to look good this next year, but we're going to change the way we look at bigs now that Zach Edey's in the NBA. Like, we're no longer looking at these at everyone in comparison to Zach Edey. We're looking at Janai Broome, who put up 16, 9, and 78 blocks.
That's crazy.
Not in a game, but 78 blocks on the season.
No. In a game?
In a game, 78 blocks.
That would be nuts.
That's some, like, wilt numbers.
Yeah, right.
But, like, he averaged 16 and 9, or, like, round up 17 and 9, on, like, 55% field goal percentage. And, like, that was on a kind of a smaller role at Auburn last year, but he was still, like, arguably an All-American. Like, he's very good. He's going to be the central point of a Bruce Pearl team. Bruce Pearl finds a way to succeed and then lose to Yale in the first round. But, yeah, Janai Broome's going to be very good. He's the one person who I would definitely say is better than Braden Smith, who we're going to talk about in a minute. Another guard, though, who I think is outstanding, who I watched Purdue play early in the season, and I watched him play in the Final Four, Mark Sears. He can shoot that thing.
Yeah, from anywhere.
Anywhere. I think he hit like 10 threes against Purdue.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah, something like that.
We played in Toronto last year. It was like a big, like, oh, Zach Edey is playing in his hometown stuff. And
it's got shredded.
Yeah, he shot like crazy, but we won.
Yeah.
We won because Purdue was fantastic last year. But yeah, in terms of offense and just scoring the ball, there might not be a better player in the country than Mark Sears.
Yeah.
He can just shoot, and he's an outstanding shooter. And, like, he's a point guard. He doesn't pass the ball all too much. I mean, he does pass the ball. He orchestrates the offense, but he can just get buckets. And when you're looking at who's going to be what people call the best player in the country, one of the best guards in the country, the guy who can get the ball through the hoop is going to be top of that list.
Right.
And so
that's all that matters.
He was fantastic last year. He's going to be fantastic this year. He's going to be on my title favorite. So we're going to see how the year goes.
Right.
But he's outstanding. He's on a fantastic team. I could see his assist numbers go up because he has so many more weapons. And he actually has some good defenders around him. Alabama's going to be really good, and he's going to be their best player. Period. R.J. Davis at North Carolina, going into like his 10th year.
Just about.
He's good. He's really good. I'm not the biggest fan.
No.
I think he should have gone to the league. I think it's overkill, and I think he's kind of halting the future of North Carolina's team. Like, anybody would be down to, like, have an All-American on your team.
Yeah.
But I feel like teams need to run their course.
Yeah.
Like, hypothetically, Zach Edey could have stayed another year. I wouldn't have wanted Zach Edey for another year. We got to a national title game. We got 2 National Player of the Years. Like, thank you for your service. It's time for us as a team to move on.
Right. Go to the league, big dog.
Yeah. So that's what I think R.J. Davis should have done. I think he's kind of overstaying. I won't say overstaying his welcome, but, like, I feel like North Carolina has a future, and he's kind of taking roles away. Like Cadeau is like a young guy who's like super exciting. He's not going to be getting the ball as much because the backcourt's going to be dominated by R.J. Davis, who is an absolute dog. 21, 3-3, 47 steals on the season. Just crazy. He's very, very, very good.
Good scorer.
Good scorer. Another guy like Sears can get the ball through the hoop.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to have a center around him now to like kind of give him space.
Yeah,
because Baycott's gone.
Right.
But like, he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to look amazing while doing it. I think people have North Carolina pretty high right now, and I just don't. I can't have them that high because I think R.J. Davis is kind of taking away from some of the young guys who have more potential on that team.
Yeah,
and
I feel that.
Have the potential to make that team a better team.
I feel that.
Next on the list, Hunter Dickinson. I hate Hunter Dickinson, but he's good. He's on Kansas, another title favorite, another great team. Mm-hmm. Center, played at Michigan before. I've seen him torch Purdue. I've seen Purdue torch him. It goes both ways. He's a very good ball player. He is a traffic cone on defense, and he's a terrible locker room presence. Another guy who's like, he is going into like his 7th year, because he used, I think, like he used like a grad transfer and his COVID year, just crazy stuff. He was going to be a Purdue Boilermaker, but Zach Edey was our consolation prize when he chose Michigan. I think we won that one.
Yeah, I think
we won that one. But he's good. He can shoot. He's a good scorer. He can get boards.
Yeah.
He's going to be good. He's going to be good on the best team in the country, but I don't think he's going to get many touches being on Kansas. The thing with Kansas, I'm like, Kansas is so talented. They have too many guys who want the ball in their hands.
Yeah, they're a very ball-dominant team, especially in the front court.
So, like, calling Hunter Dickinson, like, one of the top 5 players in college basketball is kind of bold, because I don't know how much he's going to be getting the ball on a team with A.J. Storr, Riley Kugel, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Next on the list, next to the 6, Caleb Love with Arizona. Ugh! This one I really don't like. The other ones I can get. I can understand. Caleb Love at Arizona is probably the most hot and cold player in the country.
Yeah, I feel that.
He does not... like, he can play defense, kind of, but he's not the best defender. Like, opposing guards can attack him. I watched Fletcher Lawyer give him 27 points. Again, I watched Fletcher Lawyer give him 27 points on his head.
In case you didn't hear that the first time.
Yeah, I just had to repeat that for you. He's going to be the featured piece on a worse, and I mean worse, Arizona team. It is crazy to me that Arizona is still like considered top 15 because they lost Ballo, they lost Boswell. I think they still have Pele Larson, but like they're going to be younger. They have less talent than they had last year, and last year they were like a 2 seed. Mm-hmm. They were at one point the number 1 team in the country until Purdue took that spot from them. They're gonna be good, but I think Caleb Love's just really, really overrated.
That's fair.
I am not the biggest fan of his. I'm not the biggest. I don't know. I don't see a world where he is one of the top 5 players, even a top 3 guard in college basketball.
That's valid.
And last on the actual list of like who they gave spots on this team, Cooper Flagg.
That's a crazy player.
A freshman.
Right, a freshman who
as a first team
has not really proved himself. Like, he did great at where did he go?
Montverde.
Oh, Montverde, right.
Was that Caden?
Huh?
Caden, Montverde? 2016 Chino Hills, 2020 Montverde?
Anyways.
Caden?
Yeah, he was good. Like, he's obviously projected like the first overall draft pick.
Yeah, and
but
he has a shoe deal with New Balance already.
Right, and he's like the face of Duke. But
he's gonna be
a good player.
He's gonna be good,
but is he gonna be a top 6 player in the country?
I don't know.
In college?
I don't know.
As a freshman?
I
don't know.
He has the potential to be.
It's just crazy that they're predicting that.
Yeah,
It would not be that surprising if he did, but yeah, it's so hard with no evidence to back it up that he could be this crazy good, player, that they would predict that.
Yeah, preseason it is so bold to say, yeah, this is the guy who we're putting up there.
Mm-hmm.
To talk about some others who received votes who were kind of sticking out to me that like these are people who really should be on this list. First and foremost, I'm going to point out Braden Smith.
Yeah.
He would be. He got 5 votes, which is crazy to me. He is outstanding. He is a very good player, and I think he's going to prove to be one of these top 5 or 6 players by the end of the season. But again, we have no idea what this Purdue team is going to look like without Zach Edey, and we have no idea how Braden's role is going to develop. He looks like a dog right now. He's been playing outstanding preseason. Not like he hasn't played a preseason game, but like in like scrimmages and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
During the summer, he went and worked out. Like he did runs with NBA players. He was playing with Mathurin and Chet Holmgren and all that.
Yeah.
Like, he was playing with dogs over the summer. He was working to get better, and he grew a really cool beard. Cam Jones is low there, too. There's Robbie Avila got a vote. That's crazy. John L. Davis got a vote. I don't know about that. Wade Taylor is very good. Wade Taylor is 4th. Ryan Kalkbrenner. I think, honestly, my top 3 that were left off of this list, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Braden Smith, and Cam Jones.
That's fair. That's valid.
Yeah. Cam Jones at Marquette, he's going to be taking out. He is, like, most of Marquette left for the draft. And Cam Jones is taking that team, and I think Shaka Smart is a good enough coach to run the ball through their best player. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all American teams. Hello and welcome back. So that was it for college basketball. We're going to kind of do our new transition segment. We're going to talk about our NBA fantasy teams.
Yes, NBA season started yesterday for you, today for us. Yeah. So go ahead. You want to talk about the rules that we had?
So we started. It's just the 2 of us. We kind of did it very last minute. Started a league.
Yeah.
So each of us have 2 teams. So we could reach the 4 league minimum on Yahoo Fantasy. And basically we wanted to prevent like super teams, which normally would be caused by just having 2 people drafting all the players. So like everyone has like an all-star at every position.
Right.
So we kind of wanted to make it more even. And so the system that we came up with.
So hang on. I'm going to go over to win the league. So it takes all of the points that you've scored throughout the entire season, and whoever has the most at the end of the season wins. So there's no like matchups each week. That, and you're taking the combined points for both of your teams. So really, you have like one humongous team, technically. So okay, so go ahead.
Each roster that you were drafting for was given a $200 budget. And each player was put into a group where there was like top 10, top 25, top 50, top 100, and then past that, and then like below top 100 and stuff like that. Each was given a different number value.
Yeah, I have them here just kind of get an idea. So yeah, your budget was $200. So a top 10 player was $40. Mm-hmm. A top 25 player was $30. We're going off of Yahoo rankings, by the way.
Yeah.
Top 50 was $25. Top 75 was $15. Top 100 was $10, and then everyone else was $5. If you were below, what was it, the 200 threshold?
Below 200.
Then it's $0. It doesn't count. It's just to fill your roster out.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could have, with those zeros, you could do some funky stuff, like get a rookie who you think is going to blow up.
Like, didn't you get who'd you pick up on one of your teams?
I think I got Amen Thompson. I don't think I got a rookie.
Oh, okay.
I did get Matas, but I got him for $5.
That's fair.
But we did a draft, and we said, okay, we are only allowing ourselves this much money. I was calculating as I was doing it, and I thought I had way more money than I did.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
So I had an explosion.
Yeah, he had to completely rebuild his roster because he was well over his salary cap.
I kept the players that were important. I would drop, like, I think one of them I dropped Jalen Duren.
Yeah, and by the way, this is 200 for each team, not 200 total.
Yeah, so technically we had 400
Yeah,
total.
technically 400, but you had 200 for each team, so you
Yeah.
kind of have to keep track. And you can't do 300 on one team, 100 on another. It doesn't work
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. We created this.
It's
rules
confusing.
It doesn't
but
make
works.
sense.
It works.
Yeah, and so now we have decently balanced teams. So I'll go over one team, you'll go over one team, I'll go over my other team, you'll go over your other
Sure,
team.
good.
That sounds good.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, in my first team, my first pick. Actually, this isn't my first team, so I'm going to go over my first team because I want to pick the team who had the best pick.
Sure.
I had the first overall pick,
Mm-hmm.
and for $40, I got Victor Wembanyama. He was Yahoo's best projected player. So all I can hope is that he stays healthy. I'm just gonna go over my starting lineup. So now, just going down the list, guard to bench. Cade Cunningham, he's my most improved player.
Very promising, yeah.
Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Brunson, cooking. Paolo Banchero, Herb Jones, Naz Reid, Wembanyama, Anthony Davis as my other starting.
That's a crazy center room.
And then my utility guys are Jaden Ivey and Asar Thompson. So basically, this is the Pistons. And then
he's a big Jaden Ivey fan. Just so you guys know.
It's Purdue.
Jaden Ivey may have been a $0 pick for you.
It was 5.
5, okay.
I wanted him from the start, by the way. Let me know.
I'm surprised you didn't take him first overall.
When I set these values, I was like, I'm gonna make it so Jaden Ivey's only $5. Then at my bench I have Bilal Coulibaly and Matas Buzelis. So promising young guys. I wanted the balance, guys who can really break out and guys
who are going to be guaranteed good.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So for my first team, my first overall pick, I took Jokic because it was either Wemby or Jokic, and he took Wemby, so I took Jokic.
It's harder to get a center of high value.
It is. There are not very many high value centers.
Yeah.
Anyways, so going down the list, I had Ja Morant, Mikal Bridges, in my 2 guards, and then DiVincenzo at my 3rd guard. So then I had LeBron, Michael Porter Jr., and Klay Thompson.
Ew.
Klay is not going to be on the roster very long. He was just kind of a filler. That or he could just go nuts in Dallas, so we'll see.
I don't think he will. You seen him in preseason?
I've not.
He is bricking right now.
Oh, well. Then Jokic, obviously. And then Joel Embiid, who is hurt right now, and will be hurt until, January, I guess. So, yeah, lovely. That gonna sell that and get some more cap for that guy. But, anyways, then I have Chris Paul and Austin Reeves. And then on my bench, I have RJ Barrett, Jordan Poole, and Jarris Walker. Which, speaking of, I'm putting Jordan Poole in. Never mind, I can't
If there's something that you can trust Jordan Poole with, it's putting up numbers.
Yeah.
He stinks. He's going to put an inefficient 20. But it's going to be 20.
Right.
And you can count on that. So
For
that's why I honestly like the Jordan Poole pick. I saw Kenny Beecham.
And did I say Jarris Walker?
Yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
$0 pick for you.
That was a $0 pick for me.
Very, very impressive because I think he's going to break out. I think he might be starting for the Pacers later this year.
I really hope so. Give me some points, boy.
But, yeah, very exciting. I think Kenny Beecham, on his, podcast, there's, a question to him. It was, if they did another season of starting 5, which I need to watch. Who would he pick? And one of the guys he picked was Jordan Poole. Because Jordan Poole is one of those guys who, while he's not great in the league, he's just entertaining to, think
he's a stud. He's fun to watch. So,
I would watch him in a TV show, but he wouldn't be in, the last few episodes because the Wizards wouldn't make the playoffs. That's my other team. This was actually the 4th pick. You had the it was a snake draft. I had 1 and 4, and he had 2 and 3. So with the 4th pick, I took Luka because Luka was available with the 4th pick. Luka's fantastic. So my team, I'm actually gonna say the 5th pick, Evan Mobley. I didn't take my 2nd best player on this roster. All right, so here is my lineup: Luka, Jalen Green, Nembhard, Larry Markkinen, Evan Mobley, Benedict Mathurin, Zach Edey. Zach Edey. I think he's going to be nuts this year, by the way. Let me know. Starting center, for the Grizzlies. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Scoot Henderson.
Scoot.
$5 pick for me. I felt like if I throw him at utility, he might be good this year. Jeremy Sohan. And on my bench, I have Shaden Sharp. He's injured. He's hurt. So he was the starter over Nemhard. So I actually kind of like Nemhard being the starter on my roster. But Shaden Sharp was starting. I had to move him to the bench. And I also have Cason Wallace. I think he was a $0 pick for me.
Probably.
I did have Jalen Duren on this team. But I was $15 over, and Jalen Duren was exactly $15.
That's what's happening to Clay for me. Clay's getting dropped for Jalen Duren. I forgot. That's why I still have Clay on my roster.
Yeah. You're about to get a better center.
I'm got to get a better center because that team needs a center because Joel's hurt. Anyways, so with the second pick in this one, or the third pick, sorry.
Oh, I forgot that you took him third.
Who?
The guy who you took third.
Yeah. So Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of go down the list. So Tyrese Halliburton.
He's gonna put up like 13 assists a game this year, so like you're good.
Yeah.
He's gonna put up like a clean like 22 and 13.
Yeah. So Tyrese, Anthony, Shea, who I took accidentally because it auto drafted it for me. So that's another $40.
That backcourt is insane.
Yeah, that's nuts. But yeah, did not mean to take Shea. Not necessarily mad about it though. OG Anunoby,
another guy who's a dog.
Yeah, who's just put up another point for me. Chet,
dog. He's gonna put up like three or four stocks a game.
Yeah,
crazy stuff.
Keegan Murray, Rudy Gobert.
Another defensive threat.
I'll say he could just get me blocks. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Zubac's.
I don't know if that would be my pick.
I needed a center.
Yeah, if you need a center, then that's the best you got.
Alex Sarr, who's starting.
He could do well.
He could cook. We'll see. He's kind of like a Zach Edey pick for me. It's like he could do well. He could do bad.
He's gonna be a starter on that team, but I just don't know if he'll be the
guy.
I don't think he has the immediate right out the gate starting potential that Zach Edey does.
That's fair. And then Terry Rozier. Look, dude, it's tough.
It's fine. I just don't like the pick personally.
That's fair. Then Chris Middleton, who's hurt. T.J. McConnell, coolest white boy there is. And then Kristaps Porzingis, who's supposed to be in for Zubac's, but he's not because he's hurt. He's hurt.
You picked some broken boys.
I did. He's hurt. So also, I totally said that Embiid was out until January, which was just not true. Embiid's out till like next week. Porzingis is out until January. I don't know why I said
you had it flipped there.
Yeah, my bad. I was thinking back on that. I was like, no, that's not right. So yeah, that's my roster. Speaking of NBA, right now while we're filming the Knicks Celtics game, it's 91-119. The Celtics have just been destroying the Knicks all game. I've been sitting here watching the score. It's actually the closest that it's been so far, though, believe it or not. We both have parlays on this game. What's going on, buddy?
Mikal Bridges decided to learn how to play basketball.
Oh, do you have an under?
I have an under.
Has he hit it yet?
He's half a point below.
What's it at?
It's at 14.5. He's at 14.
Oh.
And also, why can't Jalen Brunson hit threes? That's like what he's good at.
That was one of my legs on my parlay, but he didn't do that.
Everything else is looking great right now. I mean, it looks like Jaylen Brown could easily hit more than 24 points.
I hope so. I love JB.
I just need Mikal Bridges to go out with an injury right now.
Stop that. Anyways, so yeah, tonight, or yesterday for you guys, Timberwolves Lakers, we'll be watching that. And then tomorrow, or today for you guys, Pacers Pistons, Nets Hawks, Magic Heat, Battle for Florida.
Yeah, I like the Magic this year. I would easily take the
Orlando
Magic.
Orlando Magic.
Orlando Magic.
Oh. Anyways, Bucks 76ers.
That's going to be a good one, except the 76ers don't have half their lineup. I'm taking the Bucks.
Embiid's out.
And Paul George.
And Paul George, yeah. Cavs and Raptors.
I take Cavs easy.
Hornets Rockets. I'm going Hornets because Melo's playing.
I'm going to go Rockets because I like their roster.
That's fair. Bulls, Pelicans. You gotta go Pelicans. The Bulls suck.
Shocker, I'm taking the Bulls. Josh Diddy, 30 points.
That's a
30-point
ball.
triple-double.
Grizzlies, Jazz. I wonder if
Give me the Grizzlies! Zach Edey, 20-20 game. No, Zach Edey's probably going to put like 12-5 that game. But John Morant's going to go nuclear, I think, because it's going to be his first game back since the injury. I think the Grizzlies are just a really good team, with or without Zach Edey. I think Zach Edey brings up their ceiling
Good Lord.
a lot.
Suns, Clippers, and then Warriors, Blazers. And that's all we have. Yeah. I mean, that's it.
I'd say Suns over Clippers, Blazers over Warriors.
That's fair.
You want to hear my hot take?
What's that?
People they're like, they found a new Splash Brother with Buddy Hield. I think the Warriors are going to be a bottom 3 team in the West.
It's not a crazy take, I don't think.
Like, I heard someone say on TikTok that, like, as long as Steph Curry was on the Warriors, they would be at least a play-in contender. I don't think so.
Curry's not the whole team like LeBron was.
Yeah, like...
Curry's always had a team around him.
Curry can't get all the rebound. Like, Draymond is washed. Looney is just not that great. Buddy Hield can shoot for like 2 games, and then you realize he's a traffic cone on defense, and he's just going to keep on shooting whether he's missing or not.
Right.
And, like, so your one hope is, like, Kuminga and Pods.
Yeah, it's kind of a crazy...
I like Kuminga and Pods, and I like Steph. Of course I like Steph. Steph is one of the greatest players of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I just don't think they're good. I genuinely would pick the Blazers in the matchup tomorrow just because... Today, for you, I would pick the Blazers just because I think they're honestly a better team. Because they're more well-rounded.
That's valid.
They have a center. They have a power forward. They have a small forward. They have a shooting guard. They have a point guard.
That's fair. I think we'll leave it at that. I think that's all we have. Thanks for joining us on Mini Hoopers. Remember, vote. It's important.
It is. No matter who you're voting for. Do it. Just vote.
Just do it. Love you guys.
Okay, three was a little much from you there.
Sorry, buddy.
That's crazy.